Hey everybody, hope you're all having a good week so far. There's not a whole lot happening in crypto currently. We're just kind of going sideways, right? So I'm going to go over like a few of the tokens that we took profits on in the last cycle, and then the most recent wave one as well. And I'm going to kind of do it as like a teaching example of how you know when the top is pretty much in on a specific coin. You can't get it 100% correct, but we did quite a few that were actually pretty remarkable, but some of them we didn't do, right? So I'm going to go over that. Bitcoin currently, you've got this 3-day close, which is a bullish engulfing candle, is a good sign. You also have a weekly candle that closed, which is a good sign. You had a whole bunch of buy pressure here. I don't know if we're going to just stay in this pattern and then come all the way to retest this trend line. I really don't expect this to be broken. If we do, if we pierce through it somehow later on down the line, I would expect it to be bought up really, really quick. You could have some scary capitulation wick that could happen. You just don't really know. This whole entire move, this whole cycle, we didn't really have any long-term scary corrections, right? Over here, you had COVID. You had this big move up and this move that dramatically retraced here. And we might not have anything like that. We could actually start to go up now. But as we've been talking about since this monthly close, this is a bearish engulfing candle on the monthly, which typically means a reversal candle, at least for a while. But based on Elliott wave, we should have another wave 5 coming. Okay, could be down here. It could have just started. There's a good potential that it did just start because a lot of the altcoins have retested their bottom. Some of them have. And there's not really anywhere else for them to go. They could have a capitulation wick that gets bought up again, I suppose, but some of them already had that. So we're just in a waiting game currently. As I was always talking about too, during the halving, we were like way up here. And in prior cycles, the halving, we were like in price action way down here. So we were just overextended. So we need to consolidate a little bit and then start to move up, which is great. You get the opportunity to buy altcoins lower still. I'm sure whenever altcoins were up 300%, it was difficult to buy. So now there's blood in the streets, right? And you get the opportunity to buy low again. So that's the good thing of where we're at now. I have been picking up crypto quite a bit lately. I don't typically buy 3 or 4 large orders at one time, but I haven't been purchasing much in the past couple of months, so I wanted to grab some at discount prices. I really wanted to get some more T-Drop. I almost bought a large order today, and that would probably be my last buy for that one, and just see where it goes. Theta and T-Fuel, they both look like their charts are fine. They're both in bull flags or channels, falling channels, either one you want to look at, and those are both bullish long term. Okay, so first I'm going to explain Elliott wave. All right, we're going to look at Elliott wave on a weekly time frame. So this is how I judge where we are in the cycle. All right, we're going to go back to this cycle here. Let's clear up everything here. Let's take these moving averages off. Okay, so we're just going to look at this portion of the last bull run. Okay, so you have your macro cycle, the large cycle that lasts about 4 years, right? Or I guess it's probably 2 years. 3 years. Okay. So you have your first wave, and then you have a wave 2 pullback. 2 can pull back to one of the fib levels, and it can retrace all the way back down to this level here. That is the lowest point it's allowed to go, right? If it breaks that, you restart the cycle. Okay, so right there, boom, COVID happened. And then you have wave 3, which is the most impulsive wave. If you look, it's the biggest wave typically, not always, but the majority of the time. It's much bigger than 1, it's much bigger than 5. Okay, then you have a wave 4 pullback, which wave 4 could have pulled all the way back down to the top of wave 1. Okay, it just cannot close below the high of wave 1. So, but it only came back this far, right? And then you have wave 5, which wave 5 resembles wave 1 in some way. Okay, normally they're supposed to be somewhat equal, or at least look at them as being equal in comparison to wave 3. Okay, now I know these aren't equal. This one was probably 100% less. Let's even look at that. So 350% just about, and this one was 130%. Okay, so if you have a 300% wave, then you're most likely at least going to get 100% out of wave 5. Wave 5 has to pass the top of wave 3 to be counted as wave 5. If it doesn't pass, you can have an A, B, C correction that comes down to the top of wave 1. Okay, so very simple terms there. Hopefully I didn't lose anybody. Okay, and within the macro cycle, you have smaller Elliott wave counts. Okay, so you have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, which is the most impulsive. You wouldn't stop it right there because it's not impulsive enough. You'd probably stop it somewhere around here. 4, and then 5. Okay, then you have the ABC pullback. I'd probably go from A, because B is normally a bigger move. So I'd pick that, and then C. Alright, then you have wave 1, which could have been here, it could have been here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, you also could have looked at this trend line and said once you break that trend line, wave 5 is over, wave 3 is over, and you're going to have a substantial correction. Okay, so those are other things that you can look at. And then this last one here, probably wave 1 was right here, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then don't forget the ABC correction. Right here, A, B, C. Now an ABC can look like this. So an ABC can look like that, or it can look like this. Okay, it can go, this is called the sideways flat correction. Okay, and then you can have something that's just barely like this as well, a deeper ABC. There's just different ones. Okay, both of these were the regular one that we showed. Okay, so all of that explained for this specific cycle, and you can see that in altcoins. But the problem with altcoins is that if BTC is done, the altcoins are 90-something% of them are done as well, no matter where they are in the cycle. Bitcoin controls the market. If I can do Elliott Wave all day on altcoins, but if you have to pay attention to BTC as well, which makes it more difficult. However, you're going to get thousands of % in the altcoins if you get out correctly, whenever you're only going to get a couple 100% on Bitcoin. Okay, so there's more risk for more reward. You have to pay more attention. Okay, so that breaks down Elliott Wave for BTC. Now let's look at some of the altcoins that we did pull profits on in the last cycle. Okay, so there's your Elliott Wave count for T-Fuel, right? And this one here, I don't think there's like a fifth wave. I'm sure BTC probably just corrected and screwed this one up, right? And wave 5 here was not near as big as wave 1 here, so you have to pay attention to those things. But on this one, I think we bought T-Fuel right around here. I still have the invoice in the Telegram group somewhere, but we don't need to look at that, or I'm not going to be able to pull that up. And we made 1,000%. Maybe we got, I think it was around 1,000%. Yeah, I think we sold at 44 cents, 42 or 44 cents. We got out somewhere up here. Okay, so we purchased it here, bought a large order, and then sold up here. Now, if you're looking at this just by Elliott Wave without looking at the indicators, you'd say, okay, so this is wave 1. So we got in at the pullback of wave 2. So 3 of 3 is the biggest wave here. Okay, and you have 4 and then 5. So this could have went up higher, but I was also looking at indicators and decided to sell. And normally at the top you have a really big bullish candle, so it's really exciting for everybody. So if you're excited about it, you should probably pay attention to pulling off profits, especially if you're in a higher point in the Elliott Wave cycle. So that's another, just your own emotions are an indicator there as well. If you're feeling FOMO, you should probably get ready to sell, right? Not buy. That's how most people lose their money. Also, we were up here on the stochastic RSI, the overbought area. Okay, and then I really need to figure out if we sold right here or up here, but it was far enough. It was 1,000%. I was willing to take profits. Okay, if we go down to a daily, what was also happening there? We were also in the overbought area on the daily. Okay, and then this RSI has never been that high on the daily. Okay, so that's a major red flag. Right over here, we were pretty close to being that high, and it was the top. Okay, right here, this is where you need to be careful, because this is where Elliott Wave counts. Right, so you know you're in the middle of wave 3, so it's not time to take profits yet. But then once you see a pullback and then you're up overextended here, then it's a concern. Okay, so that's probably why we pulled profits off of T-Fuel. So that was 1,000% gain. SHIB on this cycle, and if you make 1,000% on one coin, if you lose on 3 other coins, that's okay, right? You're not going to pull profits off everything. SHIB here, where we're accumulating, I think I bought some somewhere within this area, right? We also bought this in the last cycle over here, and we traded, I think we got out up here and then bought back in here and increased our portfolio by 20% on 50% or something like that, and then pulled off profits, I think 80% somewhere within this candle here, and that was about 800 to 1,000% as well. We moved it into something else, and Yeah, I think we're still holding on to that one. But over here in this cycle, we bought here, sold up here. Why did I sell? And how did I know to get out of this right here? First off, we had a drastic move. Okay, so that's a major warning sign. Just moving up that fast. Okay, just like this, you moved up that fast, you're going to probably correct pretty bad. Okay, you move up this fast, you're probably going to correct pretty bad. So we moved up that quick into resistance. So here's your resistance level. Boom, right there. Okay, so we're moving very close into resistance. Maybe if we look at a weekly, it might be more accurate. So we could put a resistance level there. Now let's look at the weekly. So your resistance level here, I'd probably say about right here, because there's two candles that are touching right there. If we cleared this area right here, we're coming straight for this level or this level here. Okay, and then that was actually the selling point, right? You're also in the overbought area here on the weekly, and then you're also in the 92 area. And if you look back, a lot of other tokens top it around in the 90s area, so that's another concern there. So you know the top is coming in, it's coming close to resistance, and that's where you kind of want to pull the trigger. If you want to look at a smaller time frame, you can go to the 4-hour chart, and if you want to be more precise on like where you're going to get out, you want to look at, you know, this over here. You also want to look at if you're approaching resistance, if you're in the oversold area or overbought area up here on a 4-hour time frame, that's where you need to know within a short period of time, 24 hours probably, to start selling. Okay, you're approaching resistance, major resistance, you went up too fast. Let's look at smaller time frames to see if we're in the overbought area. If we're in the overbought area, it's time to start getting out at max profit. And if you look, that's literally exactly the top of the cycle. Okay, it takes some work, right? And it's difficult the more coins that you have, but it is possible. And we got, I think, 80% of SHIB we got out, so we're still holding on to 20%. And you know, you could have rebought back somewhere down here, or you could have bought back here and increased your portfolio by 30%, because based on Elliott Wave, we should make a new high on SHIB. Okay, so if you bought back here, right, you're still increased. Instead of holding all the way, you bought 30% more SHIB, even though it came down, because you don't know that this is going to happen. Like, you don't know if it's going to stop at what fib level it's going to stop at. Could stop at this first one, right? Could stop at this 0.382, or it could retrace. I need to put this accurately. Let's do that again. Let's actually do this from right here. And let's put it on a weekly. This is the Fibonacci gets a little tricky here. So I like to use candles and not wicks first. Oh, that's pretty close. So you don't know if you're going to stop at the 0.3236. Or all the way down here, or even coming all the way back down to the bottom. You don't really know exactly which level you're going to hit before the next move up. But buying, the lower you are on these fib levels, the more increase for gains, right? So targeting these levels is a good way to buy back in. And it just looks like we're doing some kind of an ABC here, right? So A, B, C. We can come lower, right? This is a pretty strong candle, though. This is probably a reversal. If I had, I mean, that's a reversal candle. So you got to wait for this next one to close and see what it looks like. But there's a good chance that the bottom is in on SHIB, and then we continue up. Okay. We did a trade on UFO as well. I don't know if this is still okay, so glad we got out of this one. Same situation here for the most. Let me actually see. UFO USD. UFO USD. I always look for the charts that have the most data. I mean, I think I probably did this one. I remember pulling off. I don't remember where we got out, but we pulled off 1,000% on this one. Probably got at, maybe we got in right here, and then we got out, I think, at the very top here. So I probably just traded this for the wave 3 cycle. So you have your, if you're looking at this, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I probably saw that, and then just ended up getting out. Looking at the indicators, probably the same thing. This one's kind of newer, so I might have just used mainly Elliott wave, and then probably the RSI. Yeah, so there's divergence here. So bearish divergence is a good indication that there's a reversal coming. So you have price action that goes up, and then the indicator that goes down. And that's how we ended up getting out of that one. Plus the Elliott wave cycle count. Now, you wouldn't have known if there was another leg to the upside, and obviously this didn't have one, right? So I weighed the risk and reward of where BTC was, how risky this coin was, a lot of different things. Okay, so that's pretty much enough. I mean, we did that with, ADA. I think we got out of ADA at 230 or something like that. I had that one since like 8 cents. Let me think. What other ones did we do? Oh, PayPay. We did PayPay this cycle. Alright, so we got out of PayPay at this, exactly where it's at right now. It did have another leg to the upside, but we bought this like right here, and we made 450%. Well, maybe we bought it up here. Let me see. so we bought this down here, and we sold this where it's at now. Okay, now 450% in 2 weeks, I think is what it was. So we got out of that one, and I think that money's in XRP currently. But you also, if you make 400%, right, that's a good move. Also, you can look at this was a big inverse head and shoulders here, and as soon as it confirmed and closed right here, the risk became less to buy this and just ride it up to wherever it's going to go. Okay, I was looking at indicators on this one as well. But you are also in this 95 range on the daily. So you knew the top was close. We didn't get out of the exact top, and plus it actually had another leg to the upside, and I did mention that in the group. However, the risk for staying in just seemed higher, so based on the market conditions. Plus we made 450% in 2 weeks, which is great. That doesn't happen too often, only a couple times in a cycle. Okay, so that pretty much covers most of them. There were other ones that we did. I think there were 3. We did CRO. I can't even remember the percent that we got on that one. LRC, we did a quick swing trade that was just like a week long. That was 70%. We did another one on ladies this cycle that was maybe around 100%. But I'll clarify those if we do those again. Matic was a good one. That was a pretty good one. I think that was just one for, I don't think we bought that one in the group. It was just sold. It just, if anybody had it. So yeah, that covers most of them. There were a couple other ones that were, I don't remember the names of them. One that's called ARC now, and that was 1,000%. Can't remember the old name for it. So, all right, but we'll do that again in this cycle, and I just wanted to go over all that with everybody just so you kind of understand my perspective on how to do this, and then you can take this through the stock market. You can take this however you want to do it. I'll guide you, but if you can do it as well, you're going to be able to notice things that I don't see, and we can talk about it in the group. Okay, so other than that, guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Let's see if there's, I'm going to look and see if there's anything that's happened over the past couple days that's exciting. If I wanted to buy, I've been buying Doge at this price. Theta's cheap, T-Fuel's cheap, Gala, I think I most recently bought Gala. XRP still looks pretty good. But yeah, alright guys, that's all I've got. I'll talk to you on Sunday. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in that chat group on the Telegram, and then I'll go over videos whenever I have time, or my standard video is on Wednesday and then Sunday. And then if we ever need to, we can hop on a live stream too. I used to do those once a week, but we just didn't have too much participation. People just rewatch the videos, and it just got repetitive because I'd do a video on the next 2 days too. But if I need to bring those back, I can, and we might do that when Wave 3 starts in the altcoins, but we'll see if it's needed. All right, you guys have a good week, and I'll talk to you on Sunday.